Hey, what is up guys? So we're going to be doing some test hands for Metaphys here. I figure some people definitely want to see some test hands for how the current deck list that I put up would actually operate. So without further ado, let's just shuffle this up and get started. Okay, so this is definitely a very interesting hand indeed. We could do quite a bit of things here. So firstly, we actually can activate the Metaphys Factor. Very interesting card because each turn a level 5 or higher Metaphys monster you can normal summon doesn't actually requires a tribute, but it gets banished during the end phase, which obviously that will activate, so that will be really cool. So we can just put it here. As for these, definitely very interesting here. We have the Light Ray Grepher, which I think would be really nice if we could actually special summon it, but overall I think I'm just going to normal summon it, and this could actually be really good. So we'll normal summon the Light Ray Grepher, and we'll use his second effect. You could discard a light monster, and then banish a light monster from my deck. So we'll discard the Metaphys, and we're going to banish off one of our... So in this case, I think I'll banish off, let's see, should I banish this one? No, that's a bit slow. We could banish Decoy Dragon, but then we wouldn't really have anything. Honestly, I really just want to banish off the second Metaphys. I think that would actually be a viable option. So we're actually going to banish off the Metaphys, and then during the next standby phase, it will activate, allowing us to add something. We could also set the acquisitiveness as well, so that'll be really nice. And yeah, I think we're all set here. I think it's like I said, it's pretty slow as to what, or really like underwhelming as to what this deck can do, but in terms of what you eventually will get out of it later on down the line, then you can definitely do quite a bit of things here. So we also got the Necro face here, so hopefully we could find a way to actually banish this too, but I'm not too fussed about it right now. I will say this is not the most combo heavy deck, so as a result doing test hands might seem a bit underwhelming, but at least it'll give a good idea as to how this deck can be played. So firstly we got the field spell, so we just activate that right away. Right now it's just there. Now we actually have the choice here of either Aloof Lupine, or we could go for Light Ray Grepher, so definitely very interesting. In this particular case, let's see. It's interesting because we also have the Decoy Dragon to get rid of from the Aloof Lupine, so that might actually be a pretty good option to go with here. Let's see. I think I will go for this. Yeah, I'll go for this. Normal summon the Aloof Lupine. I can banish a monster from my hand, so I'll banish off the Decoy Dragon. And then I could also banish a monster from my deck with the same type as that monster. So in this case, it would be another worm monster. So we could actually go for Metaphys if we wanted to, or we could actually go for the Daedalus as well. In this particular case, I think I'll banish off the Metaphys. That way we could actually search. So that wouldn't be too bad at all. And then aside from that, we also have the Light Ray Grepher on our next turn as setup, and we also got a Pot of Acquisitiveness just like last turn. So yeah, not too bad. On the next turn this can come back obviously, and this will actually search for something. So we got a few plays there. Or you could also technically, what you could do is you could banish off the Daedalus, and instead of using his effect to shuffle back, you keep him there, and then when someone tries to attack Decoy Dragon, you simply just switch it out. So that would be a really good play as well. And with Metaphys Factor, your opponent won't be able to respond, so definitely really nice there. Let's try again. Wow, this is actually very interesting. If you look at this, this is actually a really insane hand. Because firstly, we're just going to activate Card of Sanctity, which means we banish off every single thing we control, and also in our hand. So yeah, it does say minimum from each, so what you could do is technically just set this, and then you activate it, and in which case you just banished off every single thing you control. And then draw 2 cards, so that would be pretty great. So let me just shuffle up this deck. give 1 quick cut and draw 2. 1 and 2. And then from there we also get the effects of all these as well. So firstly we have, you could choose what you want. So firstly we'll go for Ascension, which essentially allows us to add a Metaphys card from our deck to our hand. So look here, what are you missing? Well, let's actually just go for the basic one. In which case we go for our Ragnarok to start your plays off, of course. And then from there we have the 2 Tyrant Dragons. They'll be activated on the next turn. But we'll shuffle our deck, and then we'll banish 5 from Necroface. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a second Necroface, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Unfortunately no monsters, so pretty unlucky there. Normally you wouldn't encounter this situation at all, but you could normal summon Ragnarok and banish 3. 1, 2, and 3. Wow, we're really unlucky actually. I mean, we really shouldn't be banishing this many spells and traps. Like honestly, in this situation we should have already banished some of our Metaphys monsters, which means the rest of this deck is filled with them. That's really weird. We could always activate the Decoy Dragon, of course, and we just end things off from there. So not too bad at all. We managed to actually banish quite a lot. Our opponent, keep in mind, also lost a lot of cards from their deck as well, so definitely very nice for this particular hand here. Okay, so very interesting hand here again. Let's see. Well, in this particular case, I think I'm just gonna go for the basic stuff. So normal summon out Ragnarok and banish 3. There's Daedalus and there's Ascension. Nice. So Ascension will allow us to add our Nephthys or Tyrant Dragon. Completely up to you in this particular case here. Whatever you want. But reason why that's actually a good case is because we got a trade-in, so that's a level 8 target. So completely up to you there, whether you want to go for your Tyrant Dragon or your Nephthys. But we could activate the trade-in, get rid of Nephthys, draw 2 more cards. Nice, we actually do have Card of Sanctity, but we also got Gold Sarcophagus, so I'm going to activate that. And in this particular case, we won't bother banishing off the... we won't banish off the Tyrant Dragon. We'll banish off another Nephthys, and I think that'll be fine. Actually, what we could do is we could banish off Decoy Dragon. Technically, it would come back, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll banish off Decoy Dragon, and then from there, what we could also do is we'll set the Macrocosmos, which will obviously do a lot of things, and Waterfall of Dragon Souls as well. So really cool there. Card of Sanctity and Aloof Lupine for emergency plays if we needed to. So definitely very nice. So let's continue on. Okay, let's actually try out for turn 2 plays now. So we'll draw 6 cards instead. 4 and 5. Okay, so firstly, very nice here. We got a Sacred Sword of 7 stars. So banish off Daedalus, level 7, and draw 2 cards. 1, 2. We got the Nephthys. We could actually just activate the Asa Metaphys right now, but it obviously depends on what you want to do. In this particular case, interesting. I mean, either way, it's not going to make a difference. So we'll use Asa Metaphys' effect. We'll banish off the Decoy Dragon, allowing us to draw a card. We got Ascension, not too bad. We'll activate Trade-In, discard the Nephthys, and draw 2 more cards. So 1, 2. And we could activate Metaphys Factor, so it's very nice. What else can we do here? In this case, we obviously set the Macrocosmos, which is very nice. And we could also set the Metaphys Ascension if we wish to as well, so that'll be quite good there. And there is no need to actually summon anything. If you did want some sort of defense in some sort of way, you could bring out the Eat of Millions. That would actually be a very viable option. But what's interesting is you could also set Necroface there as well. I don't know what your opponent might do. They might pop your spells and traps, but if your opponent just goes for the attack, simply activate your Macrocosmos, so when they destroy the Necroface, it gets banished, and you could also banish 5 cards as well, so I think that's definitely very nice. So yeah, let's try again. Okay, so here's our second 6-card opening hand here. So firstly we have Metaphys Factor, so we'll activate that. We also can activate the Asa Metaphys, which is definitely very nice. Asa Metaphys will use its effect. Perhaps we'll get rid of the Decoy Dragon, allowing us to draw an additional card. We got Nephthys. What else can we do here? So at this case we got Aloof Lupine, so we could actually normal summon Aloof Lupine, banish off the Nephthys itself, as well as one monster from your deck. So in this particular case, I think I'll banish off the Tyrant Dragon. So that is definitely really amazing because, as you can see right there, we have a few plays actually going on as well. So on our next turn, we have Decoy Dragon, we have Nephthys adding us a Metaphys monster, potentially adding Daedalus, and as a result, we also have Tyrant Dragon to summon out either the Daedalus we added or the Ragnarok from our hand, allowing us to banish 3 more additional cards, which I just think is really amazing. So yeah, and of course, Asa Metaphys will also activate its effects. So yeah, definitely a really good card. Good starting hand. Okay, so here is our next hand here. Definitely very nice, lots of options. So I'm actually just going to go for the trade-in, get rid of either Tyrant Dragon or Nephthys. In this particular case, I think I'll get rid of the Tyrant Dragon, allowing us to draw 2 cards, so 1, 2. And from here we also have the Asa Metaphys, so I'm going to activate that. Let's see, so I will banish off, I guess I'll banish off Ascension really. Like Ascension's great, allowing us to draw a card, and then Ascension will allow us to also add a Metaphys monster from our deck to our hand. So in this particular case, I think I'll bring out Ragnarok. So shuffle our deck quickly, and I'll also activate the Soul Absorption as well, so that'll definitely be really good here. Okay, so let's see what else we can do here. What's great is we do have a second Asa Metaphys, so that would be very nice. So what I'll do is I'll actually activate the second Asa Metaphys. We'll get rid of the Metaphys Nephthys, and in this case we'll draw a card again. Let's see. Yeah, and obviously we'll gain 500. We'll activate the Metaphys Factor, normal summon out Ragnarok, banish 3 from the top of our deck, so 1, 2, and 3. So we got 2 Metaphys monsters, so it gains 600 in total, 2100 attack. We also got Metaphys Nephthys in there, and because 3 cards were banished and Soul Absorption activates again, so you gained 1500 life points there. If you wanted to really like keep going with this, then you could also go for the Eater of Millions and gain more life points, so whatever you want to do here. But on our next turn we could definitely make quite a few plays, so definitely quite nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this test hand. I mean, it's really underwhelming if you actually look at it on the small scale. However, in the long run, a lot of these effects can definitely just activate. It's really amazing. Shows off a bit of consistency as well on the deck, and what you could potentially draw. And hopefully this does give you an idea on how the deck actually works itself. So yeah, in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day. If you like this video, definitely give it a share. I'll see you next time.